In this video, I'm going to be showing you some of the new upgrades that have been done to Markler's listing system. The first thing I'd like to point out is in the submenu under Listings, you'll notice there's a new option called Search Office Listings. Search Office Listings now allows anybody within your system to be able to search all of the listings and also print out property briefs, which I'll show you here momentarily. Also, you'll notice that there's a new option called Auctions. Markler now allows you to create auctions and put properties into catalogs and maintain who's going to be attending the auction. In the filter panel, you will see there under Status, there is a new option or two new options. One is Active REO and Active Auctions. This allows you to filter based on that information. Now, scrolling down to the actual report, we notice here there are two auction properties and one REO property. And obviously for the auction there's no price available since it is an auction. Now what I'd like to show you is clicking on the progress bar now actually brings up the checklist. So what this will allow you to do is not require you to have to go into each transaction in order to be able to post what checklist items have been done. Simply click on the progress bar and say the terms of service have been signed by clicking done, and now it says it's complete. And we can move on to the next one. And we can say the property survey is void. We don't have to do that for this property, and so forth. Now let's go ahead and go into one of these properties. We'll go into 1525 Station Center. And you will notice, first off, there's a new option called Classification. This allows you to specify whether it is a sale or auction property. Also, what you'll notice is next to the asking price on non-auction items, you have an REO option. Now, there are also a couple of new things that I'd like to point out with the listing detail panel. Anytime you make a change, there's no longer an update button at the bottom. The changes are posted automatically. So if I want to come in to change the list date, I simply click on that. The calendar will come up, and I can say that the list date is actually June 30th. And now you can see the little pulsating check mark here and the new date, meaning that the new information has already been posted to the database. Also, the owners panel has been updated. Now, instead of having to search by name directly into the field, you click on Add Owner To, and it's going to give you a search box, and I can type in a name, and I'm going to say that this person is Owner 2, and now you can see it automatically has inserted that person into the owners field, and there is also no update or add button here. Now if I need to remove Brian Torsten, I can simply come to the end here and click on the little minus symbol, and then he has been removed. Also, what I'd like to point out on the listing is the showcase panel has also been updated. Now you have headline views, which means you can post a headline or a sub-headline, which is also used in your feed distributions. And looking below, you now have internal and external features, which was not provided earlier within the system. Now, this system is very simple to use. Any of the existing features will show up in the list, and here you can simply click on the feature that you want. Or if you need to add a feature, you simply come down here to this text box and begin typing your feature. Make sure you separate each feature with commas, and once you've done that, it'll automatically insert it into the database, and you'll never have to create that feature again. Now, there is an option under Tools where you can manage your features just like all other list options as well. Now, moving on to Search Office Listings, this area will allow you to search all of the listings within the office. So you can specify the bedrooms, the bathrooms, square footage, so on and so forth, and it allows everyone within the office to see all of the listings. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to take a look at this auction property here, and now we can see that it has brought up the brief, and it's going to also allow us to print for client, which will, if you're an agent, it will automatically insert your photograph and your telephone number and contact information onto the brief that you can then hand out to your customers. Also at the bottom, if there's a map available, it will map it. Now on to auctions. Here we can see the new auctions panel, and we can see here are the events that are within our system, or we can create an event. Now say for instance we want to look at the big auction here on the 6th of October. By clicking on it, it brings up the auction for us. And as with on the listing page, now anytime that we make updates, all we have to do is the big auction for property. As soon as I click outside of that field, you'll notice here it has now updated it, so there's no update button. Same as for here, if I needed to change the date from the 10th, I can change it to the 13th, and you can see it has posted the update here as well. And scrolling down, we can also add attendees simply by clicking on Add New, which will bring up the box that we can now search. And I can say that this person is now part of this event, and it automatically assigns them. Now, if you want to see the catalog of all the properties that are in the listing, simply click on Catalog, and it will bring up the catalog. Now, how do those get into the catalog? All we have to do is go to Listings, and any property that is an auction, as this one is, you will get an auction event option, and here we can select which event it belongs to. Now say for instance the event doesn't exist yet, we've also included an option here where you can say Create New, and it will bring up a panel to where you can create a new auction and insert it, and it will automatically assign it to that auction. So those are some of the new features within the listing system for Markler.